What are you doing on Tuesday the 26th of September 2023? Because myself and Francesca Amber are coming to the Barbican Hall in London. Our event is called One Night Stand, and this one night event is all going to be about manifestation, crystal healing, and ridding your limiting beliefs to help you achieve your goals. We've curated an immersive experience that will leave you feeling inspired and empowered. Throughout the evening as well, we'll also have interactive exercises, we'll have empowering discussions, and the opportunity to connect with like-minded individuals on a similar journey towards personal growth and manifestation. There'll even be an opportunity for you to ask questions as well. This event is your chance to break free from the shackles of self-doubt and unleash your inner greatness. It's time to release those limiting beliefs that might be holding you back and step into your true potential. And if you want to come on your own, by all means do that. Single tickets are available and seating is totally unreserved, so you can even meet up with your spiritual friends and sit with them as well. Head to @CannyCrystals on Instagram and click the link in my bio. Tickets are limited, so secure your spot and be part of this transformative experience. Don't miss out on the chance to manifest your dreams and achieve your goals. We can't wait to see you there. Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Canny Crystals, the podcast. As you know by now, my name is Mart, I'm your host, and this week I've had such a wild week. I think it's actually been a wild fortnight, hasn't it? Because last week I had Emily on the podcast, and was it the week before that I had Mike on? Anyway, I've had a lot of guests on, so I haven't had a chance to do a little life update, and I know how much you love them. You're always telling us like, oh, I love to hear about your life. As boring as I think it is. But anyway, I've had such a wild week to the point that yesterday I came into my office and I sat down and I looked around and I started crying. But just to clarify, these were happy tears. These weren't like sad tears. I'm just so grateful for everything. But it's got to the point now where I'm actually like so grateful that it's tearing me up. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I think obviously it's a good thing, isn't it, really? Because the more you show gratitude, the more it comes back to you. So what's been happening, I hear you say? Well, firstly, I interviewed last week, I think it was, for the role of office assistant in my my little office. Basically, I want someone to come in, do the orders for me, you know, like respond to your DMs, respond to customer queries, that kind of thing. And that will then allow me capacity to, you know, focus on Manifest with Mart and the Manifest and Money Masterclass and stuff like that, because people are commenting on them all the time. And I am getting involved, but not as involved as I want to, if that makes sense. And I would like to, you know, deliver more courses and put more free content out there and things like that. And I just don't physically have the capacity at the minute. So it's taken me around 4 to 5 hours per day, every single day, to pack orders. Then I jump on, you know, podcast interviews and stuff. They could take up to an hour. And just all the little tidbits of like dealing with the accountant and reordering stock and DMs and queries. And like I say, I deal with 14 different minds, but they're just the crystals. Do you know what I mean? Like then I've got like all the books I sell, the candles I sell, the incense. They don't come from like the same place. They all come from different places. Then I've got to like reorder packaging and bubble wrap and bubble mailers and boxes and stuffing and sellotape. And honest to God, I'm surprised I haven't like ran out of something by now, because I'm just spinning about 1,000 plates. So the reason that I wanted an office assistant was that they can take some of that and I can hand it to them and be like, there you go, run with it. So it is only a part-time role because, as you know, my little mum comes in on a Wednesday and helps me out. When I say help out, she usually opens Facebook, tells me who's died, and then, you know, starts scrolling. But yeah, I have employed someone. So she starts on Monday. I'm very, very excited. I'll probably get her on the pod at some point to share her little stories and stuff like that. But, you know, when you just meet with someone and you just instantly connect with them, well, I didn't want it to be like an interview as such, because I worked in the NHS 15 years, as you know, and being interviewed in the NHS is daunting. And I didn't want it to be like I'm sat across the other side of a table with her and having this chat and she's all nervous, fidgeting under the table. And actually, like, I just brought her into the kitchen area and I just said, we're going to have it in here. It's a bit informal, but I don't want it to be too formal. And I was like, make yourself a coffee. So she made a coffee. I was like talking to her first, and it was more like an informal chat with a friend. But I loved that because I still got out of the interview everything that I needed to know, like what her experience was, what she would do in certain scenarios, you know, and Royal Mail fuck up. And yeah, it was just so nice. Like, she gave some really, really good answers, really, really confident in the fact that she has done all this before. You know, she's worked on website fulfillment and packing orders and things for a clothing brand. She's worked alongside Royal Mail, so she knows what they're like. And obviously, she's done a lot of customer service as well. So I'm really, really, really excited to say that Jade is joining me next week. And do you know what the funniest thing about it is, right? I offered her the job, and then afterwards I went, oh, Jade, like the crystal. And my first thought was, you know, like Jade from Little Mix. That's all I thought. I was like, oh, she's got a cool name. My favourite member of Little Mix, Jade Thirlwall. But no, she's called Jade. Can you believe that? She is called Jade. And the funny thing about this as well, my office, it's literally based opposite Amethyst Road. Like, you couldn't make this up, could you? Like, I'm going to have to, like, get my next employee, like, with a Crystal name. She might be called Crystal. Who knows? But yeah, so Jade starts on Monday. Very, very excited. But obviously, things are manic trying to get her in because I've had to do all the pre-employment checks. I've had to, you know, set her up on payroll with my accountants. I've had to draw her up a contract. I've had to get her references. It is all me. And I probably should have outsourced that, to be totally honest, because that's taken up a hell of a lot of my time this last week. But yeah, so that is my first thing. My second thing is that, I don't know if you remember, but back in January, I launched the 31 Days of Gratitude podcast on my Canny Crystals Academy. And I did it for free for the first month. And everyone joined, and, you know, people are still buying it to this day and telling me how much, like, they absolutely love it. It's basically like, if you think of The Magic, if you've done The Magic by Rhonda Byrne, it's a 31-day gratitude process, and it just helps to elevate your manifesting your manifestation process. And it basically, you know, it just like gets you into that gratitude process where you're in a state of being grateful for every single thing that happens to you in life. And I think there's something really endearing about that, because when you're grateful for all of the little things, they're the things that we usually take for granted on a day-to-day basis. So that podcast has been turned into a book on Amazon. Can you believe that? A self-published book. So if you go to my Instagram, for example, I'm at Canny Crystals, and you click on the link in my bio, that's my link tree, and it's basically all of the links that you'll need, like, for different things that you can do. But one of them is buy my book on Amazon. And just to let you know, it is in dedication to my late granddad, who died in 2019, who basically, he has given me all of this. This is his dying gift. I know I said it before in a past episode, but this is his dying gift to me. None of this would be here without my granddad dying. And I know that sounds absolutely horrible, and you might be like, Mark, you heartless bastard. But honestly, that's how it is, because I would have still been working in the NHS. I wouldn't have, like, gone looking for things to help with my depression and stuff, because I wouldn't have been depressed. My granddad was there. Do you know what I mean? So this book is on Amazon. It is dedicated to my granddad, and because of that, all the proceeds from it are going to the Lung Foundation, the British Lung Foundation. And I'm really, really excited to be able to give back to charity, because it's something that I've always wanted to do. And it is something that, you know, is very close to my heart. I ran the Great North Run for them in, I think it was like 2016, 2017, because my nana's sister actually passed away with breathing difficulties, and she had COPD as well. So I've raised a lot of money for them before. I think I raised about £2,000 for them last time, but hopefully I'll raise a lot more with the sales of this book. The royalties aren't great, to be totally honest. I think you get something like £3 per book sold, but just know that £3 per book is going to charity. So thank you all so much for those of you that have bought it so far, because I did put out I think I've only put out an Instagram story actually this week, and I've already sold over 100 copies. So that's already £300 to the British Lung Foundation. So thank you for anyone that's bought it so far. I will be putting out, you know, like a little email about it, and I'll probably do a big post about it next week. But it was just because I've just had so much on my plate. And by so much on my plate, I mean, Oh, you've probably seen it, but earlier this week I went on the 3 hour drive down to Lincoln. So Francesca Amber from Law of Attraction changed my life. Obviously, she's got childcare commitments and I don't yet. So I just basically said to her, look, I think we should do an event. Shall we get together? We'll look at some like venues. We'll maybe discuss, what the content would be. Well, we're hoping to have it maybe in the style of, a podcast live or something like that. So I basically did the 3 hour journey down to Lincoln. I met up with Fran at her new house. By the way, you might have seen the video on my story. She jumped out from behind a skip as I walked down onto a drive. Fuck my life. Honestly, my heart was in my mouth. But we basically brainstormed, and within the first hour, we were like, okay, we want to do this venue. We want it to be this amount of people, and this is what it's going to be like. We're going to talk for the first hour. We're going to have a 10-minute interval. We're going to come back. We're going to do Q&As from the audience. We're going to do EFT, meditation, you name it. There's going to be a little market stalls there and that, selling crystals and Fran's jewellery. And I was like, this is going to be an amazing event. Where shall we have it? And we looked at the Odeon in Leicester Square. So that holds 800 people. And basically, I thought, yeah, it's a really good venue, stuff like that. Let's try and book it. So Fran was like, well, I'm on my period that day and I can't do this day because of the moon cycle. And, I'll have no energy on this day. So the dates that we were left with, we were like, oh, the Odeon couldn't do. So anyway, we looked at another place called Barbican Hall, which is also known as the Barbican. You might have heard of it. It has, and I'm really scared to say this, it has 1,850 seats. Okay, so there's 800 on the floor. Then there's like 700 on the balcony and 300 on the dress circle at the top. Jesus Christ, the photos make it look absolutely amazing, and I'm very, very excited about it. However, I'm really nervous that we're not going to sell the tickets. But what we did is, we'd sorted all out within the first hour. And I said to Fran, I was like, yeah, you go and pick Bo from school, her daughter. I was like, you go and pick Bo from school and I'll start working on some artwork. By the time that she'd picked Bo from school, like 15 minutes later, we got a Nando's. And while we were eating our Nando's, I just went, I really like this. And I turned it around and she was like, oh my God, I love it. So I just quickly designed something and we were like, shall we launch it tonight? And I was like, no, we need to do an Eventbrite link and we need to set it up as an event and all that jazz. And we need to properly book the venue. So we booked the venue. Oh my God, I can't believe I'm going to say this. It was £20,000 to book the venue. £20,000. And then obviously on top of that, you've got VAT, you've got all of the the lighting, the technicians, any staging. So we're going to need some props. We're probably going to need a couch. If any of my listeners are listening and live in London, they have a big share long going spare or something like that, hit me up. But yeah, there's going to be so much expenses. And then we've obviously got to pay our travel and accommodation. We're probably going to have hair and makeup. We have to pay for loads of different things. So I'd said to Fran, I was like, look, for me, it's not about the money. And she was like, no, me neither. She was like, it's mainly for the content. I would love to stand in front of 1,000 people and basically stand up there telling stories, have like engagement with the audience and stuff like that, and be able to have that content. So we're going to get a videographer, a photographer, that kind of thing. And I just thought this will be absolutely amazing for our confidence, for growth, for getting out there, putting it out to the universe that that's what we want to do. We want to speak on a big stage. We could go into TV or something from this. And I was like, yeah, let's just do it. So 6 o'clock, we launched it. Okay. We decided on £44 because Fran likes the number 4 when it comes to angel numbers. So we went for £44 for the normal package. And then we decided to charge an extra £20 on top of that if you wanted to get the VIB package, which was the very important bitch ticket. There were 40 of those available and they sold out within half an hour. I was just like, what? So on my drive back home, I stopped at a service station and Fran had messaged me and she'd said, those tickets have sold out already. Shall we literally just put out like 10, 20 more? And I was like, Fran, you've got to think, if we do a meet and greet and they're getting tickets in the first 2 rows, if we do a meet and greet, that's literally like 1 minute per person. And she was like, I know, but we can do that. And I was like, okay. So we put out another 20 tickets and they sold out within the next half an hour. And I was like, I just can't believe this. So as of now, literally like 24 hours later, we've sold 200 tickets in total. 200 tickets. I can't believe it. Honestly, thank you all so much if you're coming already. If you're not, again, go to my Instagram. It's at Canny Crystals. Click the link in my bio and click Come See Me Live in London. And it will take you to the event page. Oh my God, the tickets are flying out. So please, if you are wanting to come, it is September the 26th. It's a Tuesday night. It was the only night that we could get in September. So I do apologise, it's a Tuesday night. However, just take the next day off work or Skype even if you wanted to. Do you know what I mean? Don't say that Martin told you to do that. But yeah, honestly, like, please come along, especially if you live in London, especially if you've got no commitments. There are people coming from all over the world, and I can't believe I'm about to say this, but someone messaged me saying that they're coming from California. There are 2 people coming from LA. There's 1 coming from Florida. There are 4 from Germany. We've got a couple from Holland, a couple from Spain, someone from France, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, like, these people, like, are messaging me, and I'm like, why are you coming to see me? I'm finding it hard to believe, and I think that's why I had lots of tears anyway, because I just feel so grateful that, you know, this is my life. And yeah, I'm just so grateful. But yeah, if you would like to come along, it is September, Tuesday the 26th of September. It will be a 2-hour show, so it'll be 7:30 till 9:30. We'll more than likely like meet up for drinks and things afterwards if anyone wants to, like, you know, come along and stuff like that. But yeah, please go and support a bitch and get a ticket, and we will see you there. So yeah, I think that's my update over. So let's get on with the show. This week, I wanted to talk to you about human beliefs and human values, okay? Because this is very important when it comes to, you know, manifestation, the law of attraction, that kind of thing. Because human values kind of refer to, you know, principles and beliefs that people consider important in guiding their behavior and their decision making. And I think that's really important when it comes to the law of attraction, because, you know, you've got like respect for others and having that responsibility and having that empathy for other people and compassion. You might be loyal, you might feel courageous and brave, and they are subjective and they vary across person to person. But when it comes to values in terms of the law of attraction, it's like everything that you think and everything that you feel, kind of every single action that you take is because of your beliefs and your values. So you might not be aware of it because you might not be conscious of it, but your values, they kind of shape your decisions, and your decisions ultimately shape your life. So if you value money, for example, more than happiness, your life might be full of expensive things, but there'll be no joy in that experience because your values signal what's important to you. They're emotional states that kind of show you what is important and what you want to experience. So imagine how different your life would be if you kind of changed a value of money and replaced it with the value of love, because that creates like states like that your values consciously can change the direction of your life. So I've got 10 key values that I stand by when it comes to the law of attraction, okay? And if you decide to apply any of these values to your life, okay, in your own way, your own life will be kind of, it'll just have a lot more value, okay? So we've got 10 really important human values. So number 1 is around health and energy. And that might be the most important value of all to some people, okay? It'll be the most important value to, you know, some of those who have experienced serious health problems. So, for example, like when I had COVID and when I had pneumonia and meningitis and stuff like that. Honestly, like, health and energy is a really important human value, okay? Without physical health, it's very unlikely that you can experience any form of joy or any other value at their deepest level, because great health gives you energy and vitality, and that enables you to kind of dive deeper into the more important things in life, like manifestation, okay? And it'll give you more energy, it'll allow you to have, time for people that you love, to make the value of health and energy a priority in their lives as well, by learning, you know, what daily nutrition and exercise is best to fuel your body. So it's kind of all about looking at what would it take for you to get to your best physical peak. Okay. Number 2 is love. Okay, so the overuse of that word kind of makes it easy to misunderstand the true meaning of it. And I'm saying this because it's not just romantic love, but love of everything, okay? True, like, non-judgmental love, like the love that you have for your family or your friends, the love that you have for your favorite things, the love that you have for your passion and your mission. Because making love a priority in your life means that there is no room for hate or indifference, and you can literally experience love doing anything or with anyone. You could experience love in yourself. Just be yourself. How would you change your life if you valued love higher? Give that a thought, okay? Number 3 is gratitude, and we know this. Gratitude and appreciation. There is truly no greater power on earth other than gratitude, okay? And I'm talking about real gratitude because it shuts down all of the negative emotions in the moment. So how important is gratitude to you, okay? How important is it for you to feel good? If it is important, you must make gratitude a top value, and you've got to practice it as a priority every single day. It costs you absolutely nothing, okay? But it makes you so rich that it takes nothing away from anyone else. But it gives you so much power. How much more magical would your life be if you lived in a constant state of happy, a constant state of gratitude and appreciation for every single thing that is great in your life? Give that some thought. Like I say, I have the cannycrystalsacademy.co.uk if you want to go on there. There's a 31 Days of Gratitude pod if you're struggling to look at things to be grateful for. Alternatively, you can buy my new book on Amazon, 31 Days of Gratitude. It's called, by Mark Tweedy. And if you go on there, like literally, it's the same as the podcast basically, but it's got space for you to write in. So every day you're answering 3 thought-provocative questions. And basically just those questions are just getting you into that state of alignment with gratitude. And when you feel gratitude, honestly, more and more things to be grateful for is delivered into your life. Number 4 is to have kindness and compassion, because the world would be a better place if people showed more kindness and more compassion, less judgment, more respect. It's placing yourself in someone else's shoes before you judge them. Like, have you ever noticed how good that feels when you're kind to someone for no reason? It feels good to be kind, doesn't it? Because it's right to be kind. Like, what would your life be like? What would your world be like if you valued kindness and compassion more? Think about that, okay? The 5th one is have integrity, okay? So just knowing that you do the right thing even when no one's watching, okay? So when no one will know either way. Do you know what I hate the most? If you look on TikTok, for example, or Instagram, I think TikTok is really, really bad for it as well. But it'll be like a homeless person on the street and someone will go into a shop and they'll film themselves, buying a sandwich, buying a coffee, and they'll film themselves going over and giving the homeless man a sandwich or a coffee. And I'm like, do that on your own. You do not need social media. You do not need TikTok, okay? It's just being like, having that integrity, knowing that you will do the right thing even when no one else is watching, rather than just doing it for clout. I hate when people put things on social media just for attention. It's almost like they're doing it just for likes. Yeah? Do it for your own good. Do it when no one else is watching. No one will know either way, okay? The inner knowing, the knowing that is inside of you, to always do what is right, that brings true pride and it brings inner peace. When you value integrity, you value doing what is right, and that's such a powerful value. It not only makes a difference in your own life, but it also sets a powerful example to everyone close to you because it brings about a sense of honesty, okay? And trust me, how would your life be different if everyone knew you as a person of integrity? If people thought, oh, that's Mart gives to the homeless, but he doesn't shout and rave about it. There's loads of things that I do. For example, like at the start of this episode, that's the first time I've probably spoken about this, that I give a lot of money to the British Lung Foundation. I should probably rave about it more because they're a charity that needs like a lot of donations. Obviously, they help. They have a really good cause. But I don't rant and rave about it. I don't like film myself like transferring money over or anything. At Christmas, I did a whole declutter of my house and I took it up to a local charity that deals with helping the homeless and, like rehoming families around Christmas and things like that. And I thought, these are people that have got nothing. I've got a blender sat in the cupboard. I've got whisks and stuff. Do you know what I mean? Like like hand whisks, not just like metal rods. And I just thought, you know what, like all of these electrical goods, they could go to someone. That would literally make someone's bloody Christmas. Do you know what I mean? But I don't like rant and rave about it. I don't post it on social media to brag because I have integrity. I know deep down inside that what I'm doing is a good thing. And it's just an internal, like, inner peace, knowing that you are helping people, but you don't have to shout about it all day, if that makes sense. Number 6 kind of ties in with kindness and compassion. As humans, we are built to not just give money or things, but give ourselves fully to others. It's kind of like a need to serve selflessly, okay? Because karma always ensures that, you know, what you give out is returned, but that's not why you give, because that's your nature. It's not an effort. It's natural. It feels good, okay? And you know there is no lack. Like, how differently would you feel if you valued giving higher in your life to people without it going noticed? Honestly, just give it a try. Number 7 is growth, okay? So human beings are wired to grow, and growth comes from experience, from learning, from failures, from achievements, from intention. To get better, this doesn't mean like get better as such so you can win it. It means getting better so that you can give more to the world, so you can experience more joy, okay? It's about becoming the greatest version of yourself, not just for yourself, but for others as well. So setting the example of what is truly possible, you know, reaching your highest potential with intention. How much better would your life be like when you value growth higher on your list? Okay. Number 8 is peace. Okay. So nothing more needs to be said on this. It's getting to that place of needing nothing. It's being alone and being in bliss. It is being present. It is being reactionless. It's kind of that silence at the peak of the mountain. Like, how high do you value peace? How much better would your life be if you had more peace in it? Like, for me, honestly, peace to me is going for a walk with the dog, sticking my headphones in, listening to my subliminals, you know, and just like zoning out. I'm being mindful. I know exactly like what I'm out for a walk, and I can feel the breeze on my skin. I can feel the dog's leader in my hand. Like, I'm taking a note of like all the grass and the trees and things like that. But that for me is peace. It's being in the present moment. Okay. Number 9 is family, friendship, and connections. And that's caring about someone more than you care about yourself. It's putting kind of other people first. So, you know, like making time for people that you care about. It's giving the people that you love and possibly even strangers your complete presence and kind of building that connection. It's making someone else's day better just because you were in it. So bringing your best self to every single encounter in life so the other person kind of walks away with a smile. Like, how different would your life be and countless other people's lives if you took that approach? You will value connection so much higher on your list if you do that, okay? And then 10, the last value is happiness, okay? That's joy, it's playfulness, it's fun. It's kind of being not serious. So it's a state of real happiness. You know, when time stops and you love what you're doing, it's what we all seek, but we do it in so many different ways. Some people try to find it through money, but no type of paper is going to bring it to you, okay? Some try to bring it through, you know, achievements and success, but they'll always come up empty. It's within you, okay? It's a choice. It's always available. It's never on sale. You decide when. You are the one that decides when you make this a priority, okay? Just think, how different would your life be if you had happiness as your highest value? So they are the 10 human values that I like to abide by when I am trying to manifest. Well, it's the 10 values that I try and live my life by anyway, because human values they provide a foundation for our actions and our decisions. You know, they guide us towards behaviors that align with our beliefs and principles. And when we live in accordance with our values, we are more likely to experience a sense of purpose and fulfillment and inner peace. And that's what we all want, because manifesting refers to, you know, bringing about our desires into reality through focused intention and action. So our values can play like a really, really important role in that process, because they're influencing the goals that we set and the actions that we take to achieve them. For example, like if one of our values is honesty, we might choose to, you know, manifest a career or a personal relationship that values kind of transparency or authenticity. Okay, so if our value is creativity, we might want to manifest opportunities to, express our artistic talents. Or we might want to become a pop star or an artist or something like that. You know what I mean? But living in alignment with our values, that can attract more positive experiences and relationships into our lives. So when we demonstrate integrity and kindness and, all those values that I spoke about, we tend to attract similar people and experiences. And that can help us manifest more of what we desire in our lives. And it's funny because I did a podcast interview last week with Laura. I'll share my podcast with her on social media over the weekend, because I think it comes out this Sunday. But we spoke about this, and I said, you are a product of the 5 people that you hang around with the most. So if you hang around with 5 people that are millionaires, chances you're going to become a millionaire as well, because you will literally take all of their values and all of their beliefs, and you will start living and breathing them. And that's why when we're around 5 people that really drag us down, we feel really depressed. And that's why I call people mood hoovers sometimes, because it really sucks and drains the life out of you. Okay, so just remember, they are my 10 values. You might want to make up your own. You might want to take some of them as well. But human values, they help us manifest by guiding us towards those actions, those decisions that align with our beliefs, and by attracting more positive experiences and relationships into our lives. Okay, so I hope that was helpful for you. Sorry if it seemed that I was rambling on. I do ramble when I got off on my high horse. I didn't actually prep anything for this episode, so I have done it off cuff. So I do apologize if I did ramble. But yeah, if you haven't already, head to cannycrystalsacademy.co.uk. There's lots of self-development courses on there that you can find out about. Once you get access into the academy, those courses are yours for life as well. Also check out cannycrystals.co.uk. I've still got some Moldavite left. I know a few people were asking the other day if there was any left. Yes, it is on the website still. And other than that, please go, if you want to support me, please go and buy my book off Amazon. Just type in 31 Days of Gratitude. I think it's like the 5th or 6th one down. It's a white cover. It's got the Canny Crystals logo, and it will say Mark Tweedy. And other than that, please come and see me in London, me and Francesca Amber. It would be lovely to see you there. September the 26th, that is, 7:30 till 9:30 p.m. And it's at the Barbican Hall. I'll pop some of the links for these in the show notes below as well. But yes, thank you all so much for joining me once again, and I will see you all next Friday for another episode of Canny Crystals, the podcast. Thanks very much, guys. Bye. Come and join me in the Manifest with Mart community. For just £10 a month, you'll get exclusive access to my app, and you'll join all the other beautiful souls in the Canny community, where each day you'll be held accountable to making your dreams and desires come to fruition. You'll also be set daily and weekly challenges. There's a chat room built in so you can talk to people in real time, and you can also pop over any questions that you have in the Q&A forum, and I'll answer them for you. It's changing people's lives, and we've already had so many people manifesting things in the first 2 weeks alone. Each new moon, I'll also be going live within the group on a face-to-face video to help you get the most out of the lunar cycles, as well as answer any burning questions that you have. And these live meetups are so powerful, and everyone in the group has had nothing but praise for the safe space that we share. There are very limited spaces for this community, however, just to ensure that I can place my focus on you and nurture you into the ultimate manifester. So if you'd like a spot, please be quick and reserve your seat now. Head to cannycrystalsacademy.co.uk and choose the Manifest with Mart option, where you can get instant access, and what's more, you'll also get access to all of the past recordings and chats too. Join now and start living the life of your dreams.